Streaming cyberspace into your place from South Boston Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's fourth round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series Season 25. Last round at the Nashville Fairgrounds, we drew an impressive field of 25 drivers. With such a large grid, early cautions were no surprise. Going green, Adam Shane had a quick checkup with Jason Menda, and Menda paid the price. Shane continued on for an eventual third, while Menda could only post a 20th. Another checkup party 5 laps later ruined Tim Shanoski's plan. He finished 18th, and even worse, 4 places behind his brother Matt, who will start outside of row 1 tonight. Pole sitter Todd Liston gave it all he could for 73 laps, but when the tires went, so did his lead, setting up the race's only lead change when J.R. Shepherd came from 14th on the starting grid, with many of the passes coming from the outside racing line to lead the final 27 laps. Kurt Smith finished right behind Shepherd. Shepherd has yet to be bested this season. Can he do it again? Or will someone else stem the JR victory tide? To find out, pull the lever on the Lazy Boy. Settle in for some simulated short track racing action about to stream your way. From the state, with laws forbidding the tickling of women, a warm Virginia hello and welcome on this Saturday night, January 27, 2024. Ricky Harden-the-Wall Harden joins yours truly, Bill Soups on high up in the VGN broadcast booth, bringing our words eye view. As always, replay Ryan Seneker turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. All right, Ricky, first off, thanks for doing a terrific job covering for me last round. Well done, my friend. But before you get too comfortable in the pilot seat, how about you scoot your little rear end over there into your usual chair and tell us a little bit about this racetrack.
Thank you, Bill. Bill, honestly, that was tough. I don't envy you being in that chair. South Boston Speedway, love this place. One of my favorite tracks to compete at. It's a 4/10 of a mile oval with 12-degree banks in the corners. That amount of banking gives you just enough to kind of whip those cars around and also use the apron to help turn you if you need it. Really fun track, but on the straightaways, you've got an inside wall and an outside wall, and there's not a lot of room in between them, so that can lead to a lot of cautions at a track like this. You got to be careful if you're coming through the field like, say, J.R. Shepherd is.
Indeed, and with another win, he'll be starting it back amongst it. You know, with Tim and Matt Shanoski, Mark Herzog, we're going to take a look at the points now. Mike Holloway, Steve Hilbert, and Chris Davis all making their season debuts at Nashville. The number of drivers who had raced at least once this season grows to a whopping 30, with 14 having raced in all 3 events. You know, we talked about J.R. Shepherd. He has won all 3, coming from 4th, 11th, and 14th in the process. Austin Belke has a 3rd along with a pair of 4ths. Despite what his nickname might lead you to believe, how about this stat? The Butcher of Baton Rouge has raced all 300 laps incident-free, the only driver who can make that claim. Well done for Ribeye Joe there. Kirk Smith, an ugly 11th at Stafford, is sandwiched between 2 really pretty runner-ups at Southern National and Nashville. Jeffrey Harden's best finish was 2nd at Stafford. Matt Hoos has a 5th and a pair of 6ths. Todd Liston led 73 laps before fading to 8th last time out. Hard to be more consistent than Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. 3 starts, 3 10th place finishes. More about Double Deuce in a minute. And Adam Shane raced in the wake of his best result, a Nashville 3rd. John Wilson rounds out the overlay then. All right, as advertised, that's going to bring us to our Soup of the Day spotlighted over-under driver, and indeed it is. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. This was really not a whole lot of calculations by the Simon and Poindexter back in the smoke-filled rooms there in the Vegas casinos. With a 10th, a 10th, and a 10th, those guys have set the over-under, Ricky, at 10.5. Bet the under if you think he'll do 10th or better, over 11th or worse.
Well, Bruce looks pretty good here at South Boston Speedway. I raced with him last night in the street stocks. Had a spirited battle for a 3rd place finish there last night. I think he's going to get the under tonight.
Oh, spirited battle is a euphemism for they got together and there might have been some hard feelings about it. I'll translate what my partner has to say. All right, practice is over. We've gone through the points. This gives us an opportunity to run down this giant field of 26 here tonight. We talked about it earlier, sitting on the front row. It is Jeffrey Happy Kemper coming off a 15th place finish last time out. Finishing 14th right next to him was Matt Shanoski. He's outside of row 1. Ricky?
Brennan Myers going to roll off third. Michael Lemieux on the outside of the second row.
All right, our spotlighted driver starts in fifth, so he's already to the plus side, and he's going to be inside of the 75 of John Wilson.
Starting in seventh is going to be Todd Liston in that 87 machine, then Joseph Snyder in eighth.
With his wife Brandy watching on, it is indeed Jeffrey Harding starting in ninth. All the little Hoosenators across the country are going to be cheering for the number 21, Matt Hoos. He starts in 10th.
Austin Belke rolls off 11th with Adam Shane in 12th.
Coming off a second place finish, it's Kurt Smith. He's going to be inside. Actually, it looks like J.R. Shepard's going to be starting in 14th outside of row 7.
Let's see what Mr. Aggressive can do, starting all the way back in 15th position, and Tim Shinosky on the outside of him in 16th.
17th and 18th, the number 2, Lowell Jewell, the number 45, Jason Menda.
Bobby Hayes going to roll off 19th, Ruben Altiz in 20th.
Hidden Blackjack, Mike Allen in the double duck position. It is going to be the 69 Aiden Young. He's always fast. Watch out for him.
Michael Goodman going to be rolling off in 23rd, Donnie Moore in 24th.
Daryl Weinecker and Joe Segala fill up the last row. Glad you are with us. Round number 4. This one and 7 more to go afterwards. Right now, we turn our attention to the number 8, Jeffrey Happy Kemper. Got a little bit of a blinking going on behind him there, but it looks like that's okay. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, Heidi-ho. We are racing here, and it is indeed Kemper on the... Oh, a little bit of a bumping and a banging there. Shinowski gets pushed to the outside. That is Tim. He's going to keep it going straight. Meanwhile, all that shenanigans opens the door for Brendan Myers, but he cannot close the deal. So leading the first lap, it is indeed Jeffrey Kemper.
Yep, Kemper takes a little bit of a wide line going through turns 1 and 2. The 25 machine looks to the inside. Behind them, we got a battle for third. Bruce Pearson is on the inside. Matt Shinosky on the outside. That's a spirited battle right there for third place, and they won't let it go. Still side by side going down into turn number 1. We've already had a couple of cars on and off pit road, and the tail of the field is right in front of the leaders with a couple of guys.
Yeah, Mike Allen is down in pit lane. There must have been an incident going on. I'm really concerned about the battle I'm seeing for third position right now. That is Todd Liston. He finally gets the best of Tim Shinosky, and he moves. Let me correct myself. That is Bruce Pearson who gets the best of Tim Shinosky, slides up into third position. How about a tip of the hat to what's going on in front of him there with Brendan Myers having a nice job racing in second behind Kemper.
Yeah, all those guys nice and tidy up front now, looking pretty good. The first battle on track is back for 10th position. Matt Hoos is on the bottom with Adam Shane to the top of him. They are side by side and stacked up for a couple of rows because Austin Belke and J.R. Shep battle side by side right behind that. These guys have nowhere to go back here, and it's tight racing.
We talked about a little bit. I'm not sure what happened, but we do have some cars that are about to be lapped. Daryl Weinecker is in the mix there, as well as Aiden Young. So Aiden Young, boy, that's unusual to see him back there so far. They are still out there. What those guys are hoping for, they're thinking about rivers in China or ribbons around old oak trees. Anything yellow right now is what they're looking for.
Yeah, there was a little bit of stacking up that happened on the initial start of the race, and I think that probably contributed to them being so far back. It's already such a huge field on a 4/10 of a mile track that you're not doing yourself any favors by being in the back to begin with, but if there's a stack up or something delays you from going like you need to, man, the leaders are right there on top of you.
Let's talk about being in the back. Let's turn our cameras on number 81. This is Joe Segala. He started dead last. Well, let me correct myself. Yeah, dead last. He's up 4 spots. He's our big mover so far, but he is racing all by himself, so I have a hunch he might have been involved in that as well. Looks like maybe...
back straightaway. We've got trouble. Chris Davis goes around and makes a little bit of contact with another car. I didn't see exactly who that was, but they're both around on the back straightaway.
Might have been one of the Shinosky. Looks like made of the 07 of Chris Davis. It's the 07 and the 7 get together of Tim Shinosky.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of contact right there coming off of turn 2. Chris Davis kind of came down the track a little bit, maybe drove right into the 07 car there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And here you can see it from over top. He comes down just a little bit. I don't know if they made any contact. He just came down a little bit, got a little loose, and then into the door of the 07. And then that gets him spinning all the way around. And he clips him in the right rear, sends him around. I don't think either car got a lot of damage on that particular incident, though.
That was Ruben Altiz who snuck by there on the inside, maybe scraped the driver's side of his car like the Titanic as he went by on an iceberg. Well, that's good news for those guys who were in trouble.
Yeah, those guys, I just wanted to point out, well, they were trying to get going. The leaders were coming up on them, and they actually blocked the entire track for about fifth on back. So a little bit of an interesting situation happening, but I don't think anybody up front got any damage from it.
We started with 26, 21 are still on the lead lap, the last one being Aiden Young. Now, he's one of those guys that got into the early incident that did not go a lap down, and he was hoping for just what happened there, got the yellow flag. Drivers who are one lap due, Michael Lemieux and Chris Davis. Tim Shinowski, 2 down, Mike Allen, and Donnie Moore not having the race that he was hoping for. He's still in pit lane. I think it might be an early Saturday night for the ASPCA special.
Yeah, Michael Lemieux pulled onto pit road right there at the start of the caution as well, lost a couple of laps, and he's still sitting there, so I'm not sure what happened to him. Chris Davis, actually, I'll tell you what happened. When Chris Davis was trying to get turned around back there on the back straightaway, I believe he did make contact with Michael Lemieux. That's going to put Lemieux out of the race, I believe. So that was a result of that accident, and the driver's trying to get going. And Chris Davis lost a lap as that happened, and the 07 of Shinowski lost 2 while they were trying to get turned around.
Looking at the pace car, I was going to talk to Joe Segala, but indeed the lights are off the pace car, so we're not going to talk to Joe. Why did I want to talk to Joe? Well, he's our big mover so far. According to timing and scoring, he is up 8 spots. I think some of those are attrition bound when you start at the very back. Every time somebody goes out, you pick up a spot, but I imagine maybe some of them might have been done on the track. Nevertheless, pace car is going to be pulling in, and we're going to be going green, working lap number 16. The man who's led all the way is Jeffrey Happy Kemper. He gets a good jump right now, and it looks like he's going to be able to lead this lap as well. Brendan Myers tucks into second. Then we got the battle that is scaring me back here. Bruce Pearson comfortably in third. That is Matt Shinowski. He seems to be struggling again. He's stuck on the outside. Here comes the 87 of Todd Liston underneath him right now. Matt's a good driver. I don't know why he's taking my breath away right now, but he just doesn't look comfortable.
Yeah, Matt has had a hard time getting it off of that top lane. He's been spending most of the race up there, and I'll tell you, this is not the track to run that outside lane. You know, we've talked before about how sometimes you can pinch down that bottom guy and get a really good run on the outside, and that is true. You can do that here, but it is not comfortable while you're out there. The inside line is a lot faster to rotate the middle of the corner, and if you hook the bottom right, the inside is clearly the place to be. But as I say that, on the outside of Todd Liston, Matt Shinowski keeps getting really good runs off the corner, and I think he might be able to clear Liston.
Yeah, the guy I think is even maybe a little faster until he just took my breath away and put it in the wall. It's the 75 of John Wilson who's back there following Matt around on the outside. Now he's got, there's that beautiful painted car, the purple car of the 36 of Jeffrey Harden, making his wife Brandy happy with that machine. Jeffrey, that is my favorite of all your liveries. I can tell you that one right now. But they are still Noah Ark Racing for, I'd say 4 or 5 laps now, with Liston on the inside of Matt Shinowski, and then Harden back there on the inside of Wilson. Wilson doing his very best. And here comes the Husinator. Matt coming in there in the 21 now, getting to the inside of Wilson.
Yep, he's going to try to stuff it down in there on the inside, not give Wilson a lane to get to the bottom. And everybody on the inside is just trying to bide their time right now. Whoa, big wreck behind him. Austin Belke gets hooked into the outside wall. A lot of cars just got tangled up in that, including Kurt Smith, Adam Shane, and Joseph Snyder.
Yeah, it was Snyder and Belke that were arguing about position. Smith tried to sneak underneath. He couldn't get it. Shane got caught in it. Menda gets it. Lowell Jewell gets punted by the light wheel machine of Bobby Hayes. There's just more cars involved. Goodman's involved in it. More of the Tim Shinowski, Aiden Young. I can just name them all.
Yeah, and oh man, yeah, those guys came in there late with Ruben Altiz and Michael Goodman and the Ford machine. That's
Weinecker, Daryl Weinecker.
Yeah. All those guys really getting a lot of heavy damage, and the track was totally blocked after that incident. That's what we're looking at right here. Everybody's just trying to figure out how to right the ship here as the leaders come back around, because you don't want to lose a lap. But Joseph Snyder looks like he has indeed lost a lap, as well as Ruben Altiz back there, not able to get it turned around. I see Adam Shane took a little bit of time to get it turned around. All those guys with heavy damage, though, so their night is essentially going to be over.
Let's dial up our leader, Jeffrey Kemper. I'm going to open it up with a question about him having to negotiate the mess that was in front of him there. He's been leading for 24 laps. He's been leading the whole way. We'll dial up the number 8 of Jeffrey Kemper. Jeffrey, you know, when you're out in front, you don't think you're going to have traffic problems, but you came up onto the back of a parking lot.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I wasn't quite expecting that, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting to be up front. So it's been a great night. I've been enjoying it. It's been good racing.
Well, Go ahead, Ricky.
Hey, Jeffrey, it's Ricky Harden in the booth. Of all tracks that you could have started up front, do you think this might be the best one?
Yeah, I think track position definitely plays a big role in it, so that's helping out right now. I know there's some of the guys starting closer to the back, J.R. Shepard and all them, that they're going to be giving me a run for my money before long. So as long as I keep pushing out front and, maybe a few cautions here and there, I might be able to luck out and get a podium.
Jeffrey, one more time. You got to figure that the yellow flags are maybe to your advantage because maybe you don't have the pace of what guys usually do, so you're using the tires a little more than they normally would. But yellow flags, less laps to race, right?
Absolutely. That's probably the only reason why I'm sitting up front right now, and hopefully they keep continuing here and there.
Go ahead, Ricky.
So what's the strategy from here? Are you going to try to save these tires a little bit or just get away and get a big lead as you can?
I'm thinking get a jump off the start, maybe get a second or so, and then kind of lay back. I definitely want to nurture the tires a little bit.
10-4, all these into lead lap cars are going to get their wave around, and you're going to get up behind that pace car and get this thing back on the road. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Wave arounds for Bobby Hayes, Daryl Weinecker, Lowell Jewell, all getting a wave around. Let's include Chris Davis in there as well. Aiden Young gets the wave around. They're hustling to get back up before we go grid. Tim Shanowski. With that said, the pace car pulls in, and now we look at the man we just talked to. That is Jeffrey Kemper, working lap number 29. Oh, he's having a hard time getting it down. Hungry back there is Brendan Myers.
Yeah, Brendan Myers really trying to push it there. He saw that 8 machine slide up the track and saw an opportunity. This is a little bit different restart than most of the rest because there were only about 12 or 13 cars that were actually caught up and packed up as the green flag flew. Everybody else was a little further back. So we've got a little bit more of a strung out feel as the restart happens here. But the first side-by-side battle, again, the 31 of Matt Shanowski is stuck on the outside. He is, I think these even odd fairies have not been kind to him. A little bit of contact between him and Jeffrey Harden coming off of turn 2. Jeffrey gathers it back in, and they're going to single file out coming off of turn 4.
Oh, my goodness. They keep it going straight. The first side-by-side battle. We're looking at it. That's Hoos on the outside. That is Wilson on the inside. Watching back there in the popcorn position. Well, it's J.R. Shepard up 5 spots. He's got to be thinking, man, there's a long way to go. We are a third of the way through, and he has only picked up 5 spots from where he started. He's racing back in 9th. You do the math. 33 more laps, 5 more spots, 33 more laps. He's in the lead.
Yeah, and I haven't seen him push the car one time at all this entire race. He's put it on the bottom line. He's just waited behind all of the cars in front of him. Nowhere to go, no reason to push. I think he knows these positions are going to come to him organically, and he doesn't need to push. As I say that, the first time I see him make a run at somebody all race long, he goes to the outside of John Wilson, and he's going to take that spot coming off of turn 2, making it look easy on John coming off of turn number 2. He's going to be cleared down here in the middle of 3 and 4.
If the outside is there, he'll go up and take it. So he does. He picks up one more spot, moves now into 9th position. He's got Hoos in front of it. Some big names, Harden up there as well. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on with Bruce Pearson. He's getting a little tired of following these 2 leaders. But meanwhile, look at the run from the 87 of Todd Liston. Pearson got pinned up behind the guys on the inside, and Liston says, I'm going high. And now it's trying to squeeze down. There's just no way to go. But Liston is ready to move.
Yeah, that outside line really working so far for him, and I think it's because everybody kind of accordioned on the inside line in front of him, and he said, yeah, if they're going to accordion, I'm just going to take the open gap, and he got it coming off of turn number 2. Man, that was a bit of a stack up right there. J.R. Shepard goes to the outside, and there's some more contact coming off of turn number 4. Bruce Pearson's going to get to the inside of Liston, and he's going to make that pass. Now Liston way up into the marbles in turns 1 and 2, and Matt Shanowski goes to his inside. We've seen Shanowski on the outside just about all race long. This is one of the first times I've seen him side by side on the inside of somebody, and a little bit more contact with Liston off of turn 4.
Liston has the outside line wired. There is no doubt about it. The fact is, though, they keep getting into him, and he's lost all his momentum. I don't think he's given it up yet. I think getting scory may have warmed up the tires a little bit. You know, a guy who saw what Liston is doing, that probably didn't need a lot of education from Todd, is J.R. Shepard, as he's gone to the top line as well. The problem is he's got Liston in front of him and likes it there. This was where the advance may stop for Shepard, as Liston would like to go high as well. He's just not quite as good at it as Shepard is.
Yeah, it looks like Liston's almost taking that line away from Shepard, so Shepard can't poke to the outside of him. And here comes Shepard with a big run on the outside of Shinosky coming off of turn number 2. He's going to pull right to the back end of Liston. There's a lap car up ahead. Kemper goes to the inside of Austin Belke. Austin Belke's car is badly damaged. And what is J.R. Shepard going to do on the outside behind him? J.R. Shepard goes to the middle as Belke gets way out of the way. Really good move by Belke with that limping car. But as I say that, J.R. Shepard whips to the inside going into turn number 3. He's going to be into the inside of Liston all the way down the front straightaway.
So Belke forces Shepard to go where he doesn't want to go. He has to do some creative racing. He dives down, and now he gets underneath Liston. He's coming. That is Matt Shinosky back here trying to do what Shepard can do. Now, this is interesting because Liston likes the top side, and I think maybe he might be able to race a little more effectively without guys bumping into him from the lower line, guys, because I don't think J.R. Shepard's going to drift up into him. Look at Shepard get the car sideways.
Yeah, he hooked a little bit more of that apron than he needed to, and Liston's going to get a big run right here. JR's going to have nowhere to go as he comes up onto the back of the double deuce machine coming off of turn number 2. I think that this could benefit Liston right here. Something happened to Jeffrey Harden coming off turn 2. He just lost a bunch of positions just a couple spots back. Don't know exactly what happened. I think he got a little bit loose, but we still got this battle going on right here for the 4th position. J.R. Shepard on the inside of Liston. Liston is not going to pull over and give it up.
No, indeed. In fact, this is his race right now. If he can keep Shepard pinned down there, there's a chance. The problem for Liston is they are nose to tail in front of him. Pearson is right behind Myers, and Myers is right behind Kemper. So there's really Liston's going to have to get all of them if he's going to get it done. Now that's Bruce Pearson looking to the inside of Myers. This is great racing. Tip the hat, Ricky, to these guys. You know, the faster cars are behind, the slower cars up in front, but they race clean. You can't have this format unless you have guys who will play along.
That's exactly right. And Liston really getting a good run on the outside. He is making it work, making a liar out of me. I did not think that anyone would make it work quite like he's been able to. He's on the outside of Bruce Pearson, and I think J.R. Shepard just decided he didn't want to be part of this side-by-side battle, and that lane on the outside is what's moving a little faster. That's where he wants to go. He's going to try to follow Liston through for the 4th position. You talked about 33, 33, 33 on the laps for 5 positions. Well, J.R. Shepard is outperforming that pretty well here, already up into the 4th position on lap 50.
Yeah, it's funny. Shepard was in the checkout lane at the supermarket there, and he was behind Pearson, and Pearson was getting out the checkbook. And he's, I'm going to move to somebody else, somebody who's paying in cash. And that is Todd Liston right now. Nice battle for the lead as Myers continues to hound Jeffrey Kemper. Oh, Jeffrey Kemper, friends and family have to be happy with him as he has led now more than half the race. Here comes Shepard for 3rd.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much Liston has left in those tires, and he's going to get right on the back end of J.R. Shepard coming off of turn 4. Looking to the inside, nothing doing, but look at Myers. He's going to the inside of Kemper, looking for the lead off of turn number 2. He knows it's time to go when Shepard's coming, bearing down on him right now. But if Kemper was watching the mirror, I think he might know what Liston was doing, and he might be able to keep rolling that top and keep that lead.
In fact, right now, he looks like he has moved to the top side indeed. I don't know if this is really, he thinks maybe it's the fast line or if he's playing a little chess because he sees the Shepard is out there as well. The best thing that could happen right now for Kemper is to let Myers get alongside of him, and those two guys could race side by side for the next 44 laps.
That's exactly right. I do think it's kind of a chess move right here. He goes to the outside to try to hold J.R. Shepard back there, but that's not going to work anymore as he clears Brendan Myers coming off of turn 4. And now he's looking for the lead already into turn number 3. J.R. Shepard, lap 57. He's, contact off of turn 4. A little bit of contact between Kemper and J.R. Shepard. Both of them have to check up a little bit. That's going to give Brendan Myers a run at Kemper. Kemper is now back in 2nd place. J.R. Shepard clear with the lead.
Coming across the line, you can hear Shepard yell, Yahtzee! As he might have been playing that game as he's out in front. Didn't take him as far as we thought as he gets there at lap number 58. We still have 15 cars on the lead lap, the last one being Aiden Young. 3 cars are 1 lap down. We've lost drivers like Ruben Altice, Michael Lemieux, Mike Allen, and Donnie Moore.
Yeah, and Joseph Snyder just pulled it to the pits as well. We're going to have a battle for 5th place here in just a moment. Todd Liston, I believe his tires have had enough. He is just checking up the field behind him at this point, but Matt Hoos really looking for that 5th position now. Matt Hoos has been marching his way forward here over the last few laps. He's got to run at Liston right now, going down the back straightaway.
And I think it looks like that one's going to be secured. I think Liston gave it all he could. And now Matt Hoos goes ahead and secures that position. There are some drivers to watch. Keep an eye on the 45 of Jason Menda. He's currently racing in 9th position. He's up 9 spots. And Ricky, we've been trying to document this. We tried to talk to him. Joe Segala, up 16 spots, has made it to the top 10. Started dead last.
Yeah, Joe Segala, starting dead last. He kept his car relatively clean. He's got some damage on the right front, you can see right there. Man, Menda just keeps pounding that outside wall coming off of turn 4 right in front of him the last few laps. So I think Segala keeps seeing that. There it is again. But we got a battle further up. Brendan Myers to the inside of Kemper. He's looking for that 2nd position now.
What a job from Happy Kemper. Boy, he's doing it. Jeffrey been out there, led 56 laps. He got past, but then he stopped the bleeding. He's racing in 2nd right now. Myers has been trailing him the whole race, trying to get around him. Shinowski's been there as well.
Both those guys, Kemper and Myers, this is a banner day for them so far. I think they need to focus on keeping this together for the rest of the race because it's been one of the best races we've seen out of them in a long time. So props to those guys. Kemper really favoring that outside line now. I think he saw what Liston was doing. Now, Liston's tires fell off after doing that for so long, so we'll see what happens with Kemper. But it's a whole lot easier to run that outside lane and try to manage your speed doing that. You can really pinch the guy off coming off the corner and keep him from getting a good run on you by running that outside line, but it can burn the tires up.
Here at VGN, we pride ourselves about showing the entire field, but honestly, it would be a sin for us to leave this up right now. This battle between Kemper, Myers, Matt Shinowski, and I think probably, Ricky, the fastest car of the 4 of them is the 21 of Matt Hoos. He's got, 31 laps to get around 3 guys.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Hoos has been bearing down on these guys, and you can tell he's being held up. Shinowski also looking a little faster than the 2 guys in front of him now. I think that he's probably held onto his tires a little bit better than Kemper and Myers have. So it'll be interesting to see if those guys can make it happen. This is a really hard track to pass on. You don't have a lot of straightaway. So, when you set up a pass, you try to get a really good run off the corner and come at the guy, get to his inside, and dive down into the corner once you're side by side. That's hard to do when you have such a small amount of straightaway. Myers looking to the bottom of Kemper now. And behind him, Hoos looking to the bottom of Shinowski. They're looking like they're going to be 2 by 2, but Shinowski's going to take it to the outside of Myers, and he's going to try to take that 3rd spot away.
The top line seems to be the preferred line right now as Myers made a shot to try to get down into 2nd position. It didn't work, and then Shinowski said, well, I'm going to go up top and run around the top. I think Hoos is going to do the same thing. I want to take you back a couple spots. Let's look at Wilson. He's on the inside of Pearson. Pearson beginning to fall. Watch out for Jason Menda. He's in that dark number 45. He's probably going to get both of these guys pretty soon. And remember, Bruce Pearson is our spotlighted driver, over under at 10.5. Well, he's racing right now in, what is it officially, 7th position, about to go a little farther back in the big contact.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between Menda and the double deuce coming off of turn 4. They're still side by side coming off of turn number 2. Now, in front of them, we've still got that battle going on between Kemper and Matt Shinowski, but this is a really intriguing battle to see if Bruce Pearson's going to hang on to this top 10 position, because behind him, we've talked about Joe Segala and his march through the field. He is coming quickly, but the caution flies with an incident coming off of turn number 4. It's Tim Shinowski and Aiden Young both involved.
A little checkup from the 7 of Chris Davis. It was a little bit of a concertina effect. Young had to check up, and by the time it got back to Tim Shinowski, he gets into the back of Young and turns him. I don't think too much damage for any of the drivers.
Yeah, Jeffrey Harden's been struggling for a few laps there, and it looks like he slowed down a little bit more than those guys anticipated right in the center of turns 3 and 4 right there. And as you said, that accordion effect worked its way back. Tim Shinowski not able to see it in time and gets right into the back of Aiden Young.
And look,
both of those guys
stay on this here as they try to negotiate their round. That car that this went by was the 98 of J.R. Shepard. So I'm not sure how iRacing is going to score that, but I think they just went a lap down.
Yeah, I believe so. If you're not going back straight quick enough, you're going to end up getting trapped right there. So that's what's going to happen. So it looks like Adam Shane's going to get himself his lap back. He's coming around the outside right here. So that's going to put, I believe, 14 cars on the lead lap.
And the battle up front between Kemper and Shanoski, the iRacing stewards, at least according to my timing and scoring, have given the second spot to Kemper. And honestly, that may be a break for Shanoski. Well, I don't know. Maybe the outside line is going to work. Usually, I think the third position is better than the second position. Maybe not here. Ricky, we got time. Who would you like to talk to?
Yeah, why don't we pull up Joe Segala? We talked about him earlier in his march through the field, and he's continued that. Joe, this is Ricky Harden up in the booth. You have made an impressive charge through the field. How's the car feeling?
Car is feeling great.
Joe, we've been trying to get you all race. Now, there was some chaos early on, so I imagine you picked up some of that by attrition. Have you actually made passes on the track? And if so, have you tried the top side?
I have made several passes on the track. I have not tried the top side. Top side is good for defensive, but I don't think it's good to pass. You might be able to hold your position, but I don't think you can gain anything up there.
Got it, Joe. Well, man, it's been fun to watch you work your way from the very end. Congratulations.
You know, I think my luck's starting to change with this paint scheme. That melee earlier, I didn't get touched. I was shocked.
Yeah, it made the car a little skinnier, a little slipperier. All right, they're doubling up. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Ricky, don't underestimate the paint scheme, baby.
That's right. I like those colors. It looks great. Pace car's getting ready to take it off the track right here, and the restart is quick because J.R. Shepherd got on the gas immediately when that pace car took the hard left-hand turn, and he gets away. The battle is going to be for second. It's going to be Jeffrey Kemper alongside of Matt Shanoski, but he clears him off of turn number 2. Kemper's going to keep rolling that top like he's been doing for a little while, and this is going to cause a little bit of a stack up behind him, I think.
Indeed. I think, again, the yellow flag was probably good news for Hoos, as well as Jason Menda. Menda back there racing in, where are they scoring him now? 7th position, working on the outside. Hoos again working on the outside. I apologize to Matt Shanoski. I really maybe have not given him enough. Oh, as Kemper gets in the wall, that's going to slow down the outside line, and that's Matt Shanoski to be able to capitalize. Look at Kemper fight back,
he's
though.
Way up there.
Oh, yeah, he's really working now.
Yeah, I think he was a little too far to the top there in turn 4, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time. But Matt Shanoski able to get away, and man, Kemper's car is all over the track right now. I don't think it's feeling good for him. Matt, who's trying to look at the middle right there through 3 and 4. This is not a track that you want to go 3 wide on, but I think Matt Hoos knows time's running out. We got to get to the front now, and Brendan Myers was a little fortunate there with all that chaos happening with Jeffrey Kemper. He was able to get that spot from Matt Hoos, and now they're side by side for that 3rd spot.
Kemper lost all of his rhythm, all of his momentum. He was really struggling to keep the car going straight for 2 or 3 laps. You could just feel Matt Hoos giving him distance because he felt bad. Now he's coming at it. What an interesting battle. Hoos clearly faster, but Myers and Kemper have been racing together this entire race. They are having a lot of fun.
Yes, they are, but they're making me nervous. The cars do not look happy out there. They're not rotating the way that they want them to this deep into the race. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact between Hoos and Kemper coming off of turn number 4. Good job to both to hang on, but Hoos gives it to the rear of Kemper, and Kemper holds on to it. Bruce Pearson's going to get turned around off of turn number 2, and they're all stacked up down the back straightaway. John Wilson's in the back wall, into the wall in the back stretch, but there is no caution. Everybody kind of kept it going in the right direction, but J.R. Shepherd
collected by Pearson as he comes off.
Bruce Pearson was trying to turn it around, and he got into J.R. Shepherd as he tried to loop it around. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Terrible news for Bruce Pearson and J.R. Shepherd. I cannot believe this.
Put the hammer in the oven because the camel has learned to read. I don't believe what I just saw.
Man, that was just a really poor decision on re-entry there for Bruce Pearson, and just unfortunate for J.R. Shepherd, who just had nowhere to go. And, you know, both of them are going to be the big losers on this. Let's see where they get scored right here. But it looks like Matt Shanoski is going to be scored our leader, with Brendan Myers, Matt Hoos, Jason Menda, and Jeffrey Kemper in the top 5.
I blame Simon and Poindexter in the back rooms of those smoke-filled Vegas casinos because Pearson was trying to, he could feel his under clicking away as he was dropping positions. He was in a hurry to get back out there, try to beat the Vegas line, and he collects the man who has won the first 3 races and the point leader. Now, when I look at this, though, J.R. Shepard now, he's behind the pace
He's
car.
on the
Did he
tail
go a
end of
lap
the lead
down?
lap.
Okay.
So he's on the tail end of the lead lap right now. He and the 22 of Bruce Pearson both got trapped behind the pace car. They're still the lead lap. They're going to get a wave around here as they come back to 1 to go, but Matt Shinosky is going to be your leader.
And if I know my rules right, they line the lap cars up a little farther behind, so I think perhaps Shepard will come all around and maybe get 13th position.
Yeah, Waver will be at the very,
okay.
very back of the field. And in addition to that, because this track is so small, it's really hard to actually catch the field by the time the green flag comes out. Now, I have a feeling J.R. Shepard will work that out. As you see him start to lay back from the pace car, I anticipate that they're on 2 to go right now, and he's going to get a good run at the pace car going to the 1 to go signal, and he's going to be at the back of the field. But for him to win this race and keep that streak going this season, it's going to take a miracle for him.
All right. Well, look like we're going to be going green maybe at lap number 96. So the beautiful woman has dropped her towel, but we have to turn our attention to what's important right now, and that is the leaders. Matt Shinosky is going to be on the inside of Brendan Myers. Myers finally, after lap of trying, has finally put Jeffrey Kemper out of his misery. Kemper now has fallen back into 5th position. The pace car is going to be pulling in this time around. And let's focus on the veteran Matt Shinosky and what can Brendan Myers do. The fastest of all the drivers is Matt Hoos, but he's got to make quick work of Myers. They go down the back straight, Ricky.
Yeah, I really like where Matt Hoos restarted on the inside of that second row, but Myers really did a great job on the restart. He's going to chop the nose of Matt Hoos going into turn number 3. Hoos has nowhere to go, and he's going to have to fall into 3rd position. So they're single file through the top 5 right now. Jeffrey Kemper side by side with Jeffrey Harden coming off of turn 2. Adam Shane looking to the inside of him as well. These guys are battling fast and furious back here for the back half of the top 10, but it's going to be Adam Shane to the bottom of Jeffrey Kemper right there going into turn number 1, and he about loses control. They're all sideways and out of shape. They're coming back to 2 laps to go with Shinosky still leading the field.
All right, we have turned our attention up front. We knew that these 2 drivers would be here, but it's a case of too little too late. And I'm talking about the 21 of Matt Shinosky and the 45 of Jason Menda. They just ran out of time. Coming around the final corner now, seeing the white flag, it is Matt Shinosky. His brother has not done well tonight, but younger, the more handsome of the Shinosky brothers, the man who kept the cleaner bedroom when they were children, it's Matt Shinosky off of the 4th corner, and he's going to win round number 4. Brendan Myers will take 2nd with Matt Hoos. The Hoosinators are happy, 3rd place.
What a race. What a turn of events at the end of that one. That was wild.
Children, that's why you need to make your bed every morning, because that's what Matt Shinosky did. His brother Tim was much more sloppy as a child, and look at how success has paid off years later. Lessons learned for all the little ones out there watching. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk some more childhood stories of Matt Shinosky, Brandon Myers, and Matt Hoos before we put a lock on the gate. Don't go far. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Welcome back to South Boston Speedway and VGN's, which stands for Virtual Grip Network's fourth round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series, Season 25. The results are in. We had a humdinger. You never know how it's going to end until it's end. To quote Yogi Berra, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Matt Shanoski comes from second position to win in first position, but that barely tells the story of his race, as he was in a battle with Brendan Myers and Matt Hoos and Jeffrey Kemper the whole race. He gets the win. Brendan Myers raced up front the entire time, had visions of a win. He's going to be happy with second. Matt Hoos, maybe the fastest of all those guys, he'll have to settle for third. Jason Menda came from 18th to 4th. We documented it. How about this? For Joe Segala, started dead last, and he earns himself a top 5. Well done, Joe. Adam Shane, Jeffrey Kemper, Lowell Jewell, Daryl Weinerker, and Jeffrey Harden round out the top 10. They're all on the lead lap. Let me turn over to my partner.
Yeah, Todd Liston finishes in the 11th spot. He lost 4 positions tonight, but he was one of only 3 guys to finish the race with 0 incidents. So call out to him. Good job. J.R. Shepard, just bad luck striking him. He finishes in the 12th spot after getting clipped by the 22 on that last caution of the race. Chris Davis had a little bit of trouble early on, but was able to rally and finish in the 13th spot. Aiden Young had all kinds of trouble and came up 8 positions to finish in 14th. So great run for Aiden there at the end. Bruce Pearson, we documented the struggles that he had. He falls back to 15th. And unfortunately, I should have picked the over on that, but just unfortunate with the way the last caution fell. John Wilson falls all the way back to 16th with some of the trouble he had. Michael Goodman picks up 6 spots, up to 17th. Good run for him. Tim Shanoski finishes 18th. Austin Belkey 19th. Bobby Hayes in 20th.
An ace and a face card is dealt to Joseph Snyder. A pair of deuces for Kurt Smith. Ruben Altice comes home in 23rd. He was 79 laps down, as Smith was 78 laps down. These last guys had trouble. Michael Lemieux, Mike Allen, and Donnie Moore listed as 100 laps down. Not even sure Donnie actually took the grid. With that said, I get the pleasure to talk to Matt Shanoski. I've been calling BRL races for a long time, and I cannot remember getting the honor to talk to Matt Shanoski in the winner's circle. Matt, congratulations. Maybe you've won before with me, but it's been a while. Well done.
I think it's been a couple of years, so I was overdue, but I hate to win it that way, but I guess we'll have to take it.
There's enough. J.R. Shepard doesn't. We don't have to worry about bad luck falling his direction. You were in a battle the whole time. Boy, Brendan Myers, you had Matt Hoos and Menda behind you, and we got to throw in Jeffrey Kemper as well. I couldn't tell with the low line is where to go. The high line, sometimes you go high. It didn't work. Did you have a strategy?
Just go where they're not, basically. I tried to pass high, tried to pass low. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I wasn't.
All right. With this going on, of course, we have to always talk to you and the relationship between you and your brother growing up. Now, we know that you are the younger of the Shanoski brothers. Am I correct on this?
That's incorrect. Tim's younger.
Oh, okay. And then we've also learned throughout the years that you kept the nicer room as a child. Is this also correct?
That probably, I would say so, yes.
Okay, well done. Well, with that said, it's nice to have you racing here with your brother. Do you guys actually, does it come up in conversation about when you are together, like family gatherings and stuff, about how the race went?
Yeah, we talk about iRacing since it's a mutual hobby we both have, sure.
Who got the one into the other?
I started first, and then he got into it.
All right. Well, congratulations. It's a pleasure to watch you race, and there's a lot of longtime Bootleg Racing fans that are happy tonight with you picking up the win.
Thank you.
Matt Shanoski, your race winner tonight, is going to move them up in the points a little bit. All right, Ricky, this will be fun too. Who you got?
Yeah, Brennan Myers started in the 3rd position. He moved his way up into the 2nd position to finish race. We saw you embroiled in battles all night long, whether it was with Kemper or Shanoski. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, the whole race, it was kind of more of a battle between the right front tire and trying to keep everyone behind you, trying to find the balance between that. So, yeah, it was difficult trying to trying to pass, but also keep everyone behind and also save the tire.
So do you think you were able to save the tire running that bottom lane? We saw Kemper try to kind of defend the pass by just running the outside line. Do you think that hurt him ultimately at the end?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It felt like your tires heated up a little bit more running the outside. Just trying to find a kind of a wide in, low out type of deal seemed to help a little bit. But yeah, who knows? It might have a little bit.
Is there anything you would have liked to see different with the end of that race to have anything for Shinovsky?
Yeah, if I had a little bit more tire, I might have had a chance, but I was struggling to pass the whole race, keep it held on the bottom there. So I don't think I really probably had anything for him.
Well, it was a great night for you, an incident-free night as well to add to it. Is there anybody you want to thank for that run?
Yeah, well, first, it's unfortunate what happened to JR. He seemed like he was a whole level above all of us and passed me on the outside like I was standing still. But yeah, thanks to Lowell, great league that he puts on. You guys in the booth, my wife, she helped me a little bit repaint the car today, and yeah, that would be it.
Brandon, you know the rules here on VGN. You can't say the wife without giving out her name. So what is her name?
Yeah, big shout out to Lauren.
Lauren, there you go. Congratulations, man. Well done on second place.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Ricky, when will they learn? I keep telling them, but you can't talk about your wife and fiance and girlfriends without giving them a name. Let's go ahead and dial up Matt Hoos. Watch Matt Hoos when he talks about his fiance. He'll know to give her a name. Matt, you need a wider racetrack, buddy. You were fast. There's just not enough room.
Yeah, that seemed to be how it was most of the night. You just, it was good racing, and good racing by everybody. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating when you're a little faster, but you can't do nothing with it. But it's fun nonetheless.
I thought it was a fun. I think all the drivers got their money's worth as far as the fun quota goes. Did you try the top line at all? I see a lot of people made it work. Did you get a venture up there much?
I didn't try it except for the restarts. I think I tried it one or two times, but I was pretty good on the bottom. I just trying to save the car. I don't know how many times because we were racing so hard that that thing was just a handful.
All right, now I'm going to turn the tables from you as a race driver. You've been in the booth with me for a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit of what happened to JR today. I noticed during a couple yellow flags that JR Shepard was really hustling the car around during the yellow flags, and people were falling a lap down. And I saw guys go a lap down as I saw the number 98 fly by under caution. And then it came back to bite him today as he was flying almost full speed, and poor Bruce Pearson came out and clipped him. I don't know, you were probably racing far enough back. You might have had a sense of it, but you were behind Shepard. Am I off base here, or was it unusually fast that he was racing?
Well, that's what I'd like to find out myself, but yeah, I don't know. He seemed to be able to do things with the car nobody else could, but
when I was talking under yellow, were you able? Did he pull away from you? You were running like back. You could see him, and you didn't notice that.
No, I think you're just trying to. I can't say for sure because I didn't see it, but I think you could see probably trying to catch up to the pace car there, and then we had cars scattered all over. So,
okay. All right, I'm just trying to stir up trouble here a little bit whenever I can. So, hey, congratulations! How's the fiance?
Oh, Holly's fine. She's most likely watching this.
And again, we're looking spring. Is that still the where we're looking at?
Spring-ish.
Spring-ish. Okay, that's great. Congratulations on third place tonight, Matt.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks to Lowell and BRL and all the guys that race here, and you guys up here in the booth.
All right. Last time we talked to Matt, it was a definite spring. Now it's spring-ish. Okay, I feel summer's coming soon. With that said, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. I hope I haven't caused any personal relationship issues between anybody. We'd like to thank all you guys for watching. If you want to see us again, we're going to be back on this very show next Saturday night. It'll be Ricky and I both back here doing this thing as we're going to be calling the Bootleg Racing League. You see, we're going to go to Kern Raceway. That's great. Also, a fine company if you want to get some apricot nectar. Also, before then, though, on Tuesday night, it's going to be the Pretty Good Racing League. They're going to be in Nashville. Don't get confused if you're going. Don't go to like the Nashville Fairgrounds. They're going to be at the Super Speedway. That's a very different racetrack. And if any of the drivers are watching right now, make sure you practice on the right one. I like to help out when I can. With that said, those races, any past race you've ever seen, all the races coming up are a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and put a lock on the gate, and we're going to try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.